Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. What an honor it is to welcome all of you here into the warmth of our sanctuary, and especially the warmth of our worship service, at which time Evan will lead us and chant from Torah and Haftorah. And my favorite part, he'll be our teacher tonight. And so we look forward to your full participation in our afternoon service. Even if you are not familiar with our prayer book, or Hebrew is truly a foreign language to you, our prayer book is made so that there is English, there is transliteration, and there's Hebrew if you'd like to follow along. So we would ask that everyone do follow along, even Evan's friends, it would be wonderful. And we would ask you to please take a prayer book and open to page 338. It is the book with the golden flame. But always on Shabbat, we begin our worship service, whether we're here in the sanctuary or watching over our live webcast. And we welcome those members of our congregation who are watching tonight with the song Hine Matov, how good it is and how fortunate we are to be together as family and friends. And so now that Evan may take his place here on the bima, we are going to physically enwrap him in a prayer shawl for the first time officially, a talit. It marks his coming of age, and every time he is to worship now, he has the honor of being enwrapped in a talis. This talis is coming as a very special gift from his uncle Jeremy, and I know that it was ordered from Israel and chosen in remembrance of his great-grandmother, Ida, who picked out many talesim for members of the family. So Evan, I'm gonna ask you to please have a place down on below the steps, and I'm gonna welcome forward your Uncle Jeremy, please, with your talit. And then we're going to ask you to repeat the blessing now. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lihitatef batzitzit. And we thank God for the privilege of allowing us to enwrap ourselves in the talit. All right, it's time. Come on up. And as we are on page 338, we are going to begin first with the musical version of the Ashrei, immediately followed by our responsive reading.
Happy are those who dwell in your house. They will sing your praises forever. Ashrei yoshvei beitecha, od yehalelu hasela. Ashrei yoshvei beitecha, od yehalelu hasela. Ashrei, Ashrei, Ashrei yoshvei beitecha. Ashrei, Ashrei, Ashrei yoshvei beitecha. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They will sing your praises forever. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They will sing your praises forever. Ashrei yoshvei beitecha, od yehalelu hasela. Ashrei yoshvei beitecha, od yehalelu hasela. Ashrei, Ashrei, Ashrei yoshvei beitecha. Ashrei, Ashrei, Ashrei yoshvei beitecha. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They will sing your praises forever. Please join me. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They will sing your praises forever. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They will sing your praises forever. Happy are those who dwell in your house. They will sing your praises forever.
And we continue reading responsively, please.
David's song of praise. I will extol you, my God, and Sovin, and bless your name forever and ever.
Every day I will bless you and praise your name forever and ever.
Great is Adonai and much acclaimed. God's greatness cannot be fathomed.
One generation shall laud your works to another and declare your mighty acts.
The glorious majesty of your splendor and your wondrous acts will I recite.
They shall talk of the might of your awesome deeds, and I will recount your greatness.
They shall celebrate your abundant goodness and sing joyously of your beneficence.
Adonai is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, and abounding in kindness.
Adonai is good to all, and God's mercy is upon all God's works.
All your works shall praise you, Adonai, and your faithful ones shall bless you.
They shall talk of the majesty of your sovereignty and speak of your might.
To make God's mighty acts known among mortals and the majestic glory of your sovereignty.
Your sovereignty is eternal. Your dominion is for all generations.
Adonai supports all who stumble and makes all who are bent stand straight.
The eye of all looks to you expectantly, and you give them their food when it is due.
You give it open-handedly, feeding every creature to its heart's content.
Adonai is beneficent in all ways and faithful in all works.
Adonai is near to all who call upon God with sincerity.
Adonai fulfills the wishes of those who fear God. Adonai hears their cry and delivers them.
Adonai watches over all who love God, but all the wicked God will destroy.
My mouth shall utter the praise of Adonai, and all creatures shall bless God's holy name forever and ever.
We
We will bless you, God, now and always. Hallelujah.
Page 343.
There are times when the love of God burns so powerfully within your heart that the words of the prayer seem to rush forth quickly and without deliberation.
At such times, it is not you yourself who speak, rather it is through you that the words are spoken.
Thou calmest God in the ancient speech, in long-loved sound and comfortable prayer, sublimely brought near.
Yet
Take from me the loveliness of words, barbed with the sting of beauty, essence of the heart, empty the goblet of the soul, and where no word is, God, come thou.
O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe, yet farther than the farthermost star.
on page 344 now, we rise together for Tefillah.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor HaNorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Rekonei HaKol, V'zocher Chasei Avot V'imahot, U'mevii Geula Livnei Bneihem, L'man Shemo Ve'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Be'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol Atarav Le'Hoshia. Mashiv HaRuach Morid HaGashem, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim. Somech noflim verofei
You may be seated as we turn to page 353.
Our ancestors brought you spices and foods to gain your favor. O God, most precious in our day is the offering of time. Accept this gift we have set aside, this
Sanctity.
the sanctity of this full day, oh, to revel in your presence, to celebrate the beauty of your handiwork, to rejoice in the gift of life.
Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
And now it is my honor to call forward the next sibling that will take her place here in just a few years, Kylie.
For the good in us, which calls us to do a better life, we give thanks. For the strength to improve the world with our hearts and hands, we give praise. For the peace in us, which leads us to work for peace, we are grateful. For the gift of Shabbat, which renews us for life, we offer blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Congratulate your brother. Come on, Michael. And we're going to continue with our prayer of thanksgiving on page 357.
For the gift of our souls, for the promise of our lives, for all we are, for all we and all we might yet become, for the creative seeds sown within our minds, whose nurturing can yield a grand harvest. For all these gifts we thank you, O God, and pray that we prove ourselves worthy.
May our lives be ripe with the fruit of compassion, sweetly sustaining those in need. May we use our gifts wisely and with love, true messengers of blessing to the world. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot.
And we are on page 358. Halfway done. What was that?
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech adon lecha shalom. Ki ata melech adon lecha shalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov beinecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
Shalom Rav are two Hebrew words which means abundant peace. And in truth, it is Shalom is perhaps the most used word in all of Shabbat because it's the ultimate gift that we all pray for, peace of mind, body, soul, and ultimately the world. And we are so grateful tonight that we can all find some Shabbat peace as we gather together. And I want to thank Evan for also giving us some Shabbat comfort. You may be noticing that Evan, the cantor, and I are all in the most comfy of sneakers. And that's because I know that it was very important for him at a time when it can be very uncomfortable up here for any 13-year-old or even adult at that, to come and step forward and lead a service. So when they tell us at least they would like their feet to be comfortable, well, we jump right on in because we enjoy it as well. But that combination of comfort and sanctity, the sacred and blessing, all come together on this Shabbat, and of course, so that all of us can pause for a few moments of gratitude for the blessings of this day and for all that we are granted. We pause for a few moments.
Oh, say shalom bimromav. Uyase shalom aleinu. Ve'alcho Yisrael. Ve'imru, imru, amen. Yase shalom, shase shalom, shalom aleinu ve'yavo Yisrael. Yase 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 shalom, shalom aleinu ve'yavo Yisrael.
The highlight of any service is when we take the Torah from the ark and pass it generation to generation. This is truly when particularly our bar mitzvah, Evan, will feel the weight of the responsibility that we are placing in his hands. The Torah is not a light object, neither in its physical being or in what the words that are written. In fact, it is a heavy weight that is supposed to help all of us to endure the stresses and the challenges of life and to help make all those joyous occasions all the more happy. So it is with great pride that we will now pass the Torah. And so to help us to open the ark doors, I'm going to welcome forward Jared together with his Aunt Rita. And I am going to ask Evan to come take his place. And if I could please have Brian and Jessica please come up as they are prepared to pass. And I would ask everyone to rise, please.
Ki
may all be seated. So I think we can all appreciate how anxious Evan is to read from the Torah and get this over with already, right? It is an awesome responsibility. We are so very grateful to Evan tonight, to his brother before him, Jared, who did this just a few years ago, to Kylie, who will do it a few years from now, and truthfully, every young man and woman who comes up to this bima and reads from Torah, because they are keeping alive a story that has been read for nearly 3,000 years. And what in life has lasted that long? The words are to inspire and to enrich. And every week that we look at a different Torah portion, and for those of you who may not be as familiar, it takes us one full year to make our way through the Torah. The Torah, every Torah is exactly the same. You may have seen that we have little ones and big ones and medium-sized ones, but they all include the same information. They are the very first 5 books of the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. And every week we read a different portion. And of course, the most common question is, why do we read it year after year? The answer being because we haven't gotten it right yet. We don't seem to learn the lessons. We don't seem to know that if we followed the rule book, we wouldn't be in such trouble as a people, as an environment, as a world. And so we hope that the next generation will do better. And that's why we've asked Evan to come forward and read from Torah, in the hopes that he, too, will do better than the generation that came before us. But he comes to Torah truly understanding that it is a family impulse that brings him from several generations ago, particularly that generation that endured such hardship and such pain and such loss, and yet did it all so that our Judaism could live. They could never have imagined the next generation standing at this moment, and particularly for those, of course, Evan, and you will remind us, who are survivors and who did survive in order that our faith would live. Well, perhaps one could say that the very first survivors were the ones that Evan's going to read about tonight in the book of Genesis, and that would be a man by the name of Jacob. And what did he survive? Anybody remember? He survived having a twin brother. His name was Esau, and Jacob got into all kinds of trouble with his brother. And his brother wasn't too pleased, and therefore Jacob had to find a way to survive. Evan's going to tell you all about that, because he does survive, and after many, many years, he actually learns how to make peace. And so it is a lesson for all of us, no matter how much time passes, or in this world, how many of us may think that there are those that we can never reconcile with. Evan's portion comes around to remind us that it's never too late. And Evan, there's also a part in this portion that teaches us that as siblings, no matter how tough it may be, they're ours to live with, and they belong to each and every one of us. And that lesson I know you've learned well too, because you will talk about that. Well, I don't want to put Evan under any more stress than he already feels. And we feel it for him, but we're very excited because we know the time and the effort that he's put into this. Preparing for this bar mitzvah day would not have been the first on his agenda. And it's very important to recognize that, Evan, and just to say thank you. It means so much that you're here today. So come on up and let's read Torah. And before Evan reads, I just want to see the card. There are those that are going to bless, and to make sure it's in big enough print for everyone. The very first aliyah goes to his Aunt Allison, his Uncle Eric, and his brother Jared.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. Vahi be'elita, vahine te'omim bebina. Vahi ve'lita, vayiten yad, vatika hamyaleret. Vatik shor al yado shani le'mor se'yata rishona. Vahi kameshiv yado. Vahine yatsa achiv vata omer ma paratsta aleha paret vayikra shema paret vayahar yatsa achiv asher al yada hashani
Vayikra Shema Zara.
Amen.
Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'hayei olam nota v'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Well, congratulations. Now you're gonna. Not as far away as Jared. Come closer. And for our second aliyah, it's a pleasure to welcome forward Aunt Alyssa and Uncle Jeremy. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Baruch et Adonai Hambarach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen.
Amen. Ve'yosef hurad Mitzrayma, vayiknehu Potifar, Saris prosar hatabachim ish mitri miyad ha'yishme'elim asher horiduhu shama. Vahi Adonai et Yosef, Vahi ish matzliach, Vahi bevet Adonav hamitri. Vayar Adonav ki Adonai ito, vechol asher hu oseh.
Adonai Matzliach Beyado.
Baruch atah Adonai Asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chaye olam nota b'tamenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Congratulations. Jared, you come over here.
Am I using the book for the third one?
And for our third aliyah, it is a pleasure to welcome forward Great Aunt Rita, Great Uncle Leslie and Daniel, and Great Aunt Debbie, and Great Uncle Perry. One, two, three. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed. Amen.
Amen. Vayimsa Yosef chen be'einav v'shar oto vayafkidehu al beito v'chol yeshlo natan beyado Vayhi meyaz hifkid oto beveto ve'al kol asher yesh lo vayvarech Adonai et beit hamitri biglal Yosef vayhi Bikirat Adonai bechol asher yesh lo b'bayit uvasadeh vayazov kol asher lo v'yad Yosef v'lo yada ito me'uma ki im halehem asher hu ochel Vayhi Yosef
Yefei Toar Vifei Mareh.
Amen. You get a lot of congratulations now.
You did a great job. Well,
You're going to go around the other side.
thank you so much.
Beautiful. Please go on, wait on the other side with us. The honor of now calling Evan to the Torah officially as a bar mitzvah goes to the sibling who earned the honor before him.
Yamod Raphael Herschel, Ben Brian Vigadol Ariella, Likvod HaTorah Habar Mitzvah.
Baruch et Adonai Habarach
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Vayimsa Yosef chen b'einav v'sharet oto vayafkidehu al beito v'chol yeshlo natan beyado Vahi meyaz hifkid oto beveito ve'al kol asher yesh lo vayvarech Adonai et beit hamitri biglal Yosef Vahi birkat Adonai bechol asher yesh lo b'bayit ubasadeh Vayazov kol asher lo beyad Yosef v'lo yada ito me'uma ki im halehem asher hu ochet Vahi Yosef Yefei Toar Yefei Mareh Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah amet v'hayei olam natan b'tohenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Mazel tov. Mazel tov. And you may go back to your seats. Thank you so much. It is now my honor to welcome forward Jessica, who will offer some words of blessing.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you everyone for coming to celebrate. It means a lot to all of us that you took time out of your busy lives to celebrate Evan. Evan Cooper. Nothing could be easier than writing a blessing for you, since you are one of my 3 greatest blessings in life. Today is a momentous occasion, and I want you to take a second and look out at everyone. Feel the love and happiness of your friends and family that surround you. Evan, my Coop, your dad and I are so proud of all you have accomplished today and every day. When I think about you and try to describe the essence of who you are, the word fierce comes to my mind. You have always been a person that knows what you want, and with strong determination and focus, you always find a way to get it, even if you drive me a little crazy along the way. At the age of 13, this can be a little challenging as a parent. However, I know that as Evan becomes an adult, this dedication and passion will serve him well. I truly believe Evan is capable of incredible things, and I can't wait to see what life has in store for him. Evan is a leader. He has an amazing influence on his siblings and younger cousins. Evan is an excellent student. He told me in September, "Mom, my goal is to get high honor roll this marking period." He achieved it. Evan is also in a master's level chess class. He loves playing basketball and is working hard on developing his skills. Evan is a kind member of the community. He enthusiastically participated in a much-needed mitzvah project that he will tell you about later. But it's more than that. Evan asks me questions and makes observations that make it clear that he is thinking about the world and how he is going to contribute to make it a better place. These are all wonderful things. But there is more. You are a fun friend, a helpful brother, and a wonderful son that brings incredible joy to me and Daddy. Evan, you are truly my buddy, my helper, and the source of so many hugs and smiles that brighten my days. Our journey together has filled my heart with endless joy, and I cannot wait to see what you will do with your future. My bar mitzvah blessings for you are as follows. May you learn from those that came before you and from the example of those around you today. May your life become all that you want it to be. May your dreams stay big and your worries stay small. May you always be close to your family, and you must live within 20 minutes of your mommy. May you never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you are out there getting to where you're going, I hope you know how much I love you and want all the best for you. You can always count on me. Congratulations, Ev. Mazel tov.
It is time for us now to lift and dress the Torah so that Evan can continue with his Haftarah portion. And it's a pleasure to welcome forward Joshua and Samantha. Would you all rise, please?
So Evan is now going to chant his Haftarah. Today's Haftarah comes from the book of Amos, chapter 2, beginning at verse 6.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar v'nevi'im tovim v'ratzah v'divrehem ha'ne'emarim v'emet. Baruch atah Adonai haboher b'torah u'v'moshe avdo u'v'Yisrael amo U'v'yeh ha'emet v'tzedek. Ka'o amar Adonai al shosha pish'ei Yisrael ve'al arba'a lo ashivenu al mikram bar kesef sadiq ve'evyon ba'avor na'alayim Hashawafim al afar eretz barosh dalim v'derech anavim yatu ve'ish va'aviv yelechu el hana'ara laman halel et shem kodshi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam Ser kol ha'olamim tzedek bechol hadarot ha'el ha'ne'eman ha'omer ve'oseh ha'medeber u'makayem shekol devarav emet v'tzedek al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ועל הנביאים ועל יום השבת הזה. שנתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו, לקדושה ולמנוחה, לכבוד ולתפארת. על הכל, אדוני אלוהינו, אנחנו מודים לך, מברכים אותך, יתברך שמך בפי כל חי, תמיד לעולם ועד. ברך אתה אדוני,
Baruch Baruch Shemo.
מקדש השבת.
Amen.
It is now time for us to return the Torah to the Ark, and it's a pleasure to welcome forward David and Grace, and I'd ask everyone to rise, please. And you may all be seated. It is now time for Evan to become our teacher and to help us better understand what his Torah portion is all about and what this day is all about.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I want to thank everyone for joining me on this very important day. I am grateful to stand here in front of all of you and to continue the important and meaningful tradition of being bar mitzvahed. The name of my Torah portion is Vayeshev. It tells the story of Jacob and Rachel's children, and in particular, their son Joseph. Joseph was one of 12 children. That is where the 12 tribes of Israel come from. Joseph's father, Jacob, favored him in an obvious way that sparked jealousy and sibling competition from his brothers. The most famous example of how Jacob favored Joseph was that he gave him a special coat of many colors that was far superior to anything that his brothers were given. Joseph's brothers were out on a hunting trip, and Jacob asked Joseph to go and find them and bring them back. When his brothers saw him looking for them, they made a plan. The plan was to throw Joseph in a pit and tell their father, Jacob, that a wild beast killed him. His brother, Reuven, felt guilty and decided to try and rescue his brother. But when he went back to help him, Joseph was gone. Joseph was sold to the Egyptians, who made him into a slave. No one realized, but Joseph was gifted in that he could interpret other people's dreams. The Pharaoh was having bad dreams, and he wanted to know what they meant. He asked Joseph to help him. The Pharaoh was so grateful to Joseph that he decided to make Joseph his right-hand man. Reading this story made me think about how my siblings and I fight. We fight about who gets to sit on which couch or who is the smartest, but we always feel a strong love for each other. Although my parents try not to choose favorites, I know I am obviously their favorite. I think my brother and sister also feel that they are their favorite. In reality, my parents have been very good at treating us fairly. I am very grateful that they have put in the continuous loving effort to mold us into the productive, caring, and responsible people that we are now and will continue to be in the future. I am grateful to them for instilling positive values. There are many important lessons to learn from my parsha. Vayeshev is about forgiveness. Here is how. Although Joseph had been severely wronged by his brothers who had arranged his kidnap and selling to the Egyptians, Joseph completely forgave them. As it said in the Torah, "Indeed you intended evil against me, but God designed it for good, in order to bring about what is at present, to keep a great population alive. So now do not fear. I will sustain you and your small children." And Joseph comforted them and spoke to their hearts. From this parsha, I've learned about the importance and power of forgiveness. We all have situations where we feel we have been wronged and hurt. It is up to us to try to find the strength to forgive and move forward. If we can look into ourselves, perhaps we can find the strength to forgive, because negativity and holding grudges is very harmful, both physically and emotionally, to ourselves. This is an important idea, and it is something for all of us to consider in our lives. I hope that I can be like Joseph, strong, smart, understanding, and forgiving. The last few times that I've been in New York City, I noticed there were many homeless people living on the streets. Some were sleeping on the sidewalk, some were begging for money, and almost all of them looked like they needed medical care. It makes me grateful to have a house to live in, clean clothes, the ability to take a shower whenever I want, and unlimited food options. When my mom and I began to discuss what a bar mitzvah project was and what issue was important to me, I remembered the homeless people. My mom told me that 20 minutes away in Morristown, there was a significant homeless problem. That's when I decided that I would collect clothes so these people could at least have something clean and warm going into the winter. I made a flyer and we posted it on social media. Many people dropped clothes off at our house, and we were able to make a large donation to Jan's Closet in Morristown. It feels good to be able to make this contribution. The basket on the bima in front of you, along with a monetary contribution, are being donated to the Holocaust survivors in need of help. This population is very important to me. I'm not sure if all of you know this, but my great-grandpa, Joseph Weinbuch, was a Holocaust survivor. His experience in World War II and the Holocaust is one in which I hope I will never be able to relate to. My great-grandpa not only showed physical strength, but an incredible will to survive and fight. He is the toughest and bravest man I know, and I'm extremely proud to be his grandson. I was almost 5 when he passed away, but the stories about him and his wise advice are always being talked about by my mom and aunts. I know today I am making him proud by standing up here before my family and friends and becoming a bar mitzvah. Like my great-grandfather and my entire family, I greatly value my Judaism, education, and family. That brings me to all of the people who helped me get to this important milestone in my life. Thank you, Cantor Benry and Rabbi Musniski, for your help and patience with teaching me all I need to know for this service. Special shout out to my Aunt Rita, who spent many hours talking to me about Judaism and the importance of always maintaining a strong Jewish identity. Thank you to Jared and Kylie for always knowing the right time to annoy me when I am trying to study. Seriously, they are so very important to me, and I am thankful to have them in my life. Thank you to my dad for helping me study and teaching me to be on top of my schoolwork. I enjoy spending time with him and sharing fun activities. Thank you to my mom for spending countless hours working on my bar mitzvah. You were always there for me, and I know I can always count on you. I hope that all of you have both enjoyed and learned important ideas from attending my bar mitzvah. I look forward to continuing my involvement in Jewish values and education. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. May all of us have a happy and healthy life filled with positivity and wonderful family and friends.
Mazel tov, Evan.
Thank you.
It has been such a joy to work with you through this process and to watch you blossom into the person that you're becoming. You should be so proud of yourself.
Thank you.
You are such a sweet, sweet, sweet soul. And I pray that as you continue on in your journey now as a Jewish adult, that you share that kindness with everyone. And just as you've touched the lives of the homeless that you've been helping through your project, I pray that you continue to help those in your life as you continue forward as well. Mazel tov.
Thank you.
You're very kind with your applause, and a standing ovation would be helpful as well. However, within the sanctuary, you can congratulate all of us at the end of our service, and we thank you so much for your enthusiasm. Evan, it's so nice to see you smile again and breathe. And you have heard many accolades. The most important ones, of course, from your family and from those of us who have gotten the opportunity to know you and to watch you grow through this process. But you're supported by an entire community, and representing that community today is a wonderful woman that shared the Bema with us, not only last night, but tonight. She's a member of our Board of Trustees, and I know how thrilled she is to be here and to offer you congratulations. It's a pleasure to welcome forward Stacy Coleman.
Shabbat Shalom. Mazel Tov, Evan, and to your parents, Jess and Brian, and your brother Jared, and sister Kylie. I know you guys are all very proud of him. I am so honored to present several gifts to you on behalf of the Board of Trustees. Your mom and I have had numerous conversations about planning for today, and I cannot believe this day is finally here. It is truly wonderful to have all of your friends and family with you, both in person and virtually. You did an amazing job leading services, reading from the Torah, and teaching us about your portion. Evan, I have had the joy of watching you grow up from an adorable little boy to the incredible young man you are today. You are a great friend, son, and brother, and we cannot wait to see what the future has in store for you. You have really impressed us on how well you focus to prepare for today. We look forward to the many wonderful moments ahead where you will continue to learn and grow, and we hope that Temple Har Shalom can be there for you through this journey. I am sure, just like today, whatever you do, you will do well. As a remembrance of this special day, please accept several gifts from our Temple family. In this bag, I'll read it to you. A Kiddush cup made for Temple Har Shalom, a Bar Mitzvah certificate, a gift certificate from the Bridgewater JCC for a free teen membership for a year, a certificate that a tree has been planted in Israel from the Temple Har Shalom Sisterhood, eligibility for a grant of up to $1,000 from the Jewish Federation of Greater Metro West for travel to Israel on an educational peer group trip, and a book on Torah portions geared towards teens. Your Temple community looks forward to your continued involvement here at Temple Har Shalom. Mazel Tov to you and your family on this joyous occasion. Mazel Tov.
Thank you.
You can collect these all later, okay? Well, it is now time for us to conclude our service with our closing blessings and prayers. And I would ask you all please to turn to page 586 for the Aleinu, and ask everyone to rise, please.
Just come with us.
Adam.
Evan, you spoke a great deal to us about the biblical character of Joseph, whose name Yosef means to add to our joy. How most appropriate, as you have added so much joy to the lives of so many. And so now it is our honor to bless you as Jacob blessed his sons and Moses blessed our people. And God willing, one day you too will share this blessing. May God bless you and keep you. May God shine upon you and always be gracious to you. May God grant you now and through a long life ahead with spiritual, mental, and physical well-being, as we all say. Amen. I would ask that you please remain standing, for our joy is always tempered by those who are missing from our physical presence but live very much within our hearts. And so we thank these members of Evan's family upon whose shoulders he stands this very day as we remember Harry Marks, Ida Marks, Joseph Weisbuck, and Doris Weisbuck, and all those who are known and unknown to us. On this service of Bar Mitzvah, we give thanks for their lives and the teachings they have imparted. Page 598, we recite the Kaddish prayer together.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayachon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala u'v'zman kariv imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitroman v'yitnaseh, V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei d'kudusha b'richu, Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, Tushbechata v'nechemata, Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalom rabba min shemaya, V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, Hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
We pray that the source of blessing will send peace to all who mourn and comfort all the bereaved among us, as we all say,
Amen.
And you may be seated. We are going to conclude with our closing song, an oldie but goodie of Ein Kelohenu, and then we're going to join together in the motzi and the blessing over the wine in the hopes that all of you, as you make your way to your celebration, it will be one filled with bounty and particularly a lot of sweetness for Evan. So please join us. We are on page 626.
Ein Kelohenu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Mich Eloheinu, Mich Adonenu, Mich Moshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adonenu, Nodel Makenu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Makenu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Makenu, Atahu Moshienu.
All right, Evan, come on up. We're going to invite Jared and Kylie and Brooke and Jordana and Harper, and most especially a very close family friend, Marcy Denberg. Please come up now. It's time to eat and drink. Best part of the whole afternoon. Come on up. Hold that Kiddush cup up high. Right? Hold it up high. And here we go. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. Have a seat. Get ready to eat. Baruch
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Take a bite, everybody. And mazel tov, everyone.
Mazel tov, Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.